Morning, everybody. Wanted to pop on here and tell you guys about a class I'm taking. Actually, there is a local university who offers classes through their extension service, and right now they're running this program called Seed to Supper. It's a 4-part class that I'm taking, and I'm learning all about the ins and outs of gardening, specifically for my area, which I think is the coolest thing, because I'm completely new to this zone. I've never grown in, I can't remember if I'm zone 8A or 8B, but either way, never grown in this zone. I'm used to like zone 5, which the growing season from zone 5 to zone 8 is like vastly different. So it's kind of neat because I'm learning, for instance, that I can't plant sweet potatoes here. I mean, it could, but it would take a lot of effort and a lot of work to get the crops going because we don't have the high heats that are necessary for sweet potatoes to develop. You can trick them into developing, apparently, but the class that I went through, that I'm going through, they actually recommended, maybe not for beginners as much, but like a little more seasoned gardeners. So I actually wanted to show you guys my goodie bag. That's right, this free class. It's a free class, guys. Check out your local universities, see what their gardening extension, if they have any events. Look on Facebook. A lot of times people will run free gardening seminars on Facebook. Sometimes those things are like, here, take our free course, and then we're going to tell you like this much information, and then we're going to expect you to pay for the rest of it. So do be aware of that. Don't buy anything that you don't think is going to be worth it. There are courses out there like that are worth it. But some of them are kind of like, okay, we're going to give you this little bit of information. Now you have to pay us more money. Now we're going to give you this little bit of information. Pay us more money. That's not what you want to do. You want to find something that if you're going to pay for it, it's going to be a one and done, like one-time class fee, and that's it. And you get access to everything. Don't do a pay-as-you-go per topic thing. That will drain your bank account. But anyways, I digress. So Oregon State University puts on this class, and they send out a free goodie bag. And I was totally, I knew this was coming. I knew this was part of the class. I knew that I was going to get a couple packages of seeds. Emphasis on a couple. I thought I was only going to get a couple, maybe like 3 or 4. That's a little more than a couple, but whatever. And admittedly, like, I already opened this up. I couldn't help myself. But I wanted to do kind of like an unboxing with you guys, where I take this out, and it came, everything's all packed up in this little envelope. Came with a super cute little bag about, healthy living. That's going to be awesome to use for grocery shopping and that. So, because I don't know if you know, but in Oregon, we can't use plastic bags. And if you do buy a plastic bag, you have to buy them. They're like 10 cents. They are thicker plastic, so it's nicer, but ain't nobody got time for that. I'll just use these. I usually just honestly go to the grocery store with no bags, so hopefully I'll remember it. But so it came with seeds, like a lot of seeds. I was not expecting this. This is amazing. I mean, just about anything that you can imagine that you would want for a first-time gardener. A lot of the crops in here, because I already looked through the seeds, like I said, they are fairly easy to grow. There's not really, I don't think there's any peppers or tomatoes, but lettuce, ooh, no, dropped one. Nasturtium, I know I'm saying that wrong, guys. How do you say that? Can you see it? How do you say that? I don't know. Anyways, so I said lettuce, spinach, cucumber, chard, dill, radish, lettuce, more lettuce. These are all different varieties though. Like there's butter crunch, loose leaf, and marvel of 4 seasons. Cilantro. It has the, like, it's a Mammoth Long Island dill. It has all the names. It has the planting directions right here on their little packages that they created. I don't know if you can see that. I'll try to zoom on that for you. So it's pretty neat because it tells you exactly on here what to do. Then I also have, like, there's onions, red onion sets in here. I was like, red onion sets? Are you kidding me? That's awesome. So a little bag here of red onion sets, some snap peas, and then there are 2 packages of like a bean and some flowers. And I'm not sure if the sweet pea is an edible flower or not, but either way, they're a pollinator, so that's awesome, because you want to, planting flowers in your garden isn't a bad idea. It actually will attract more things like butterflies and bees and the birds and like all your little pollinators. You want those guys in your garden, okay? They're gonna help your plants pollinate, which is gonna help your plants grow and give you food. So this is an awesome little baggie of seeds. But wait, there's more. Yes, I Billy Mazed you. They sent me a pair of gardening gloves. Guys, keep in mind, this is a free course that is put on. Anybody in the community can take it. And anybody, actually anywhere, can take it. They said they've had people in other states take it. I wouldn't personally recommend that somebody in another state takes this particular course. I mean, you totally could. There is a lot of information in the course so far, and I've only had 1 class out of 4, keep in mind, that would be useful for almost anybody, anywhere. The issue is that a lot of this stuff is going to be geared towards the Willamette Valley where I live. So if you want some general gardening ideas, they do have the option, even in the Zoom class, to ask questions, to be able to communicate with the master gardeners directly. It is super exciting. So this little guide here is just an expanded version of what comes on the seed packages. It gives you more information about each of the varieties, the different lettuces, the different, just all the different seeds. Like every seed they sent you, it explains how to plant it, what it's going to be like, what the crop looks like, what, harvest dates, all that stuff. So that's super helpful. This is a Territorial Seed Company catalog. They're actually located in Oregon, so this is a local company for me. I have not looked at one of their catalogs yet, admittedly. And I said I was done buying seeds for this year, which I think I am. I don't know, guys. I have a problem. It's an addiction. So I'm probably not going to look through this too heavily, just because I've already got a lot of seeds. So we're not going to talk about that. I have a lot. It's a problem. So this is the course book. This is a resource that they send out. They actually sent out a PDF of this as well to my email. But I do have a homework assignment. I have to go out and sketch out my garden area where I'm putting my garden, and just draw a little, like, okay, there's a tree here, there's a fence here, there's, the sun comes from this way, from the south. You have to kind of just plot out your area. And then go ahead and draw in my little garden beds. My garden beds aren't that little though, guys. My garden it's gonna be huge. It's really gonna be huge, and I'm honestly excited and a little nervous. I've never had a garden this size, so I think my only concern is like managing my harvests. But I do have a dehydrator now, a big one, so that will help. I have a couple of freezers ready and waiting for harvests, so I can go ahead and freeze some stuff. And then I also do have some canning supplies. I've been trying to, I don't know if you guys know, but there's actually a shortage of canning supplies right now. It's hard to find them anywhere, so anytime I go out, if I see canning jars, I buy them. I buy the lids. I'm actually going to be looking into, they have these reusable lids. I actually want to buy some of those. I watched a video, gosh, I can't remember the woman's name. She has a blog and a YouTube video, and she's such a valuable resource for homesteading. But she recommended these reusable lids. The only thing that's kind of sad about them is they don't ping, but it's nice because you can use them more than once. So that's just a tip if you need to find canning supplies, canning lids, buy what you can when you see it, because honestly, like, there's 9 times out of 10 there's not even stuff on the shelves in the stores. So this is my little guide for my class, my book where I'm learning everything. It has everything that they've talked about in class in here. How to identify pests. It gives you your little work areas to work on your course notes and all that stuff. I didn't have this for my class last night, but I was able to take notes on my own. And this is just going to be super exciting. And it has different areas for you to plot out your little garden space and then do fall crops, winter crops, multi-season. It has different, like, this is actually one of the things that I'm going to be working on for my homework, is kind of plotting this out. Now, the homework that I have that's due tomorrow is just drawing the space and the different elements in the space. So, like, if there was a tree here, I would put tree. If there's a fence here, I would write fence. My next assignment after that is going to be plotting out my beds and then, putting in there, like, what I'm planting in my different beds. So I'm kind of excited for that. And this layout in particular I thought was really cute. I like the idea of the little round garden in the center. I actually might adopt this into my garden. I don't have all of my beds plotted out and laid out yet, but I'm thinking this is a really cute little way of doing things. So I might switch up a couple things there. And then the last thing I wanted to show you, the last thing that came in there, is a resource pack for my area. It has, it's the 2020 edition, so it's from last year, but most of the information should still be correct. It talks about where you can find information about beekeeping, about birds, community gardens that you can get a plot in, different places where you can get plant starts, different nurseries around the area where you can get bulk soil and compost. Different learning opportunities. This is amazing. Like, I would probably pay for something like this, to be honest with you. This is going to be such an invaluable resource. Honestly, it's probably going to go in right with my seeds in my little seed container, because this is awesome. Maybe I won't put it in with my seeds. Maybe I'll put it in with my gardening books and stuff. But anyways, it's awesome. It's so amazing to be able to have resources, local resources, right at your fingertips, that you can look it up and go, okay, well, you know what? I need some plant starts. I'm going to call 4-H Garden Gnomes and Beekeeping Club. Hopefully I won't need plant starts this year. I'm starting to get my seeds going, so hopefully they'll all germinate, and I won't need to do that, because I did spend a lot of money on seeds, and I have successfully started seeds before and gotten them to germinate. My plants tend to get leggy. Where I was in Wisconsin, I didn't have any south-facing windows, so would often start them in a place that had an east-facing window, and they would try to stretch and reach for the sun, and they get leggy, and they never make it out to the garden, just because that, and I would plant them too soon inside for my zone. I learned that. I've grown. I've gotten some grow lights, so hopefully I won't wind up with leggy plants this year. And I've been researching all the ways, like, how do I start plants? How do I start seeds right? So that's another reason why this class is so important, is because it talks specifically about things I can do in my area. When I should start things outdoors, when I should direct sow. What seeds should I soak before I plant them? Because yes, some seeds germinate better if you layer them in between pieces of damp paper towel and let them sit. They'll germinate better than if you just go plop them on your garden. I didn't know that. There's so much that I've learned in such a short time, and I know that there's so much more to learn, and I'm really excited to just keep expanding my knowledge base when it comes to, being sustainable and starting this massive garden and this undertaking, and having the goats and the chickens, and it's weird how much random factoids I've absorbed over the course of the last couple of years that I thought I would never. I was talking this morning about the difference between hay and straw. I used to not know what the difference was. I didn't when I was younger. I got to be around a teenager, and well, then it started to kind of click in my head that one was for animals to eat, one was for like bedding, but I didn't know which one was which. And then I heard the whole hay is for horses, aren't you glad you're a butt thing. And I was like, okay, so hay is what they eat. That's how I remembered it, guys. I mean, association, weird things that our brain connects, right? So, but now I could walk into a place that sells hay and straw and know which is which just by looking at them. Where at some point in my life, not all that long ago, I wouldn't have even known. It's really cool to learn new things and to start to understand things that you didn't understand before. I never want to stop learning. Every day, it's my goal to learn something new. Not necessarily just about homesteading, but just in general. I think knowledge is definitely power, and we should never stop learning. We should always be striving to learn more, do more, and be better. So yeah, I just want to encourage you guys, go out and learn something new today. It's exciting. It's really exciting to learn new stuff, especially if it's stuff that you're into. I mean, obviously, if you're not somebody who's into, like, say, calculus, like my husband is, yes, he does calculus for fun, guys. That's not me, but it's his jam, and he grooves on it. Me learning calculus would not be fun. So go out and learn something fun, something that you like, something you love, something you're passionate about. Go try something new, and don't be afraid to fail. Like, that is huge. And I understand the fear of failure. I completely 100% get it, because guys, I have that fear myself. Even now, even sitting here talking to you guys, I have the fear of failure. What if my garden doesn't, what if my seeds don't germinate? What if my garden doesn't grow? What if I don't get the produce I'm wanting? What if I don't get the plant starts I need? What if I plant things too late or too soon? Or I have all of these doubts, and I finally got to the point in my life where I just push through them now. I just go, you know what? It's not the end of the world. If my seeds don't germinate, I guess I have to go buy plant starts. If I plant things too soon, I guess I'll just have to reseed if I have time and try again. If I don't have time, there's next season. I've learned to be kinder to myself, and I really want to encourage you guys who might struggle with that as well to just give yourself some grace and understand that mistakes are how we learn. It is so important to give yourself permission to fail, because honestly, like, the fear of failure can paralyze you. It paralyzed me for years, and I'm finally getting over that fear. It's not that the fear isn't there anymore. It's that I'm not letting it paralyze me. So go out, learn something new today. Don't be afraid to fail. And I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you all have a great day. Bye.